Welcome back to 31 Days at the Beach. Today, I'm joined once again by Mr. Kevin McElreath. Kevin is an MBA graduate with a wide range of professional experience. Throughout his career, he's worked traditional W-2 jobs, owned and operated businesses, and like many other people today, he's also experienced the challenges of searching for his next opportunity. One of the reasons I wanted Kevin to join this series is because job searching affects people from all walks of life. Whether you spent your career working for someone else, running your own business, or changing careers, we all face similar challenges at some point. So today, let's get Kevin's perspective. So, Kevin, question number one for you, my friend, is going to be, you've worked as an employee, you've owned businesses, and now you're looking for your next opportunity. Looking back over your career, what's the biggest lesson you've learned that you wish every job seeker knew?
Well, I think the old saying, better late than never, really applies to me. In my early years, I was in law enforcement. I tried truck driving. I tried customer service. I tried truck rental. What else have I done? I've even taught school. I've taught elementary school. And in all of those positions, there are people who move their way up and actually develop really good careers out of those things. And I would say that it's never too late to change careers necessarily. I think you should always be open to new opportunities. But the biggest takeaway, if I could change one thing about my life, is like I'm pushing 50 years old now. I would have had it figured out by the time I was 30, and I would have been, instead of doing a few years of this and a few years of that and just trying to move up the ladder here and there, I think I would have gotten a little bit more focused and figured out early on what I really wanted to do. And so what I would recommend that everybody does, and maybe we'll post a link to this or give you a suggestion, but you really should take a personality test and figure out like what you're good at. Think about what you're really good at, what you would enjoy doing every day, because everybody can't do everything. That's just the reality. Nobody is the jack of all trades. So whatever your personality is, there's going to be something that you're really good at and something that you're not so good at. So don't do like I did, waste a lot of years doing things that you should have probably known that you were not going to be that good at, okay? So I would just say, try to figure this out in your 20s and 30s, and you'll set yourself up for a better future. But if you find yourself like me in your late 40s, or if you're even in your 50s or 60s, it's still not too late to look at other opportunities. Just know that you're going to be limited as you get older.
Right, exactly. I mean, I completely agree with a lot of those things that you just said. I'm finding myself in a very similar position as well. So question number two for you, we're going to stick with career questions. Many people watching this series have been searching for work for months or even longer. What advice would you give someone who's feeling discouraged and wondering how to stay motivated during a long job search?
There's really no easy answer to that. A lot of this is mental and emotional that goes into this. I'm building a business personally right now, and it's difficult to get out there and ask for the business and ask for the contracts. But you have to see value in yourself before you can go ask somebody else to give you a contract or hire you. So you may have to do some work on yourself first, and get your headspace in the right place before you can go out and present yourself well to an employer.
Yeah, completely agree with that. Getting in the right headspace is definitely an important part of this. All right, so number three, I want to ask you the next career question. People sometimes feel like they're stuck in a career rut. I've been there before. Maybe they no longer enjoy what they're doing, or they simply feel like they've stopped growing. What advice would you give someone who wants to break out of that rut and move forward?
I think networking is probably one of the most important things you can do. If you're interested in another career, you know, find somebody you know who does that. If you're interested in real estate, or, you know, originating mortgages or sales or whatever, try to find somebody you know who's already in that business and ask them what the ins and outs are. How long is it going to be before, like, the average person's going to be successful with this? Like, how long do you think I'll be out here before I start to see the first paycheck? Or what is a day in the life of being a real estate agent, or being, you know, a salesperson for a roofing company or whatever? So networking is very, very important. And, you know, the old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I mean, I stand by that. You know, there's a lot of jobs you're not going to get because of who you are. That's just the world we live in. So conversely, you've got to use it to your advantage to get jobs that you can get that they're not going to hire other people for. So I would say, like, if you go to church, or if you, like, you know, have other groups of members of people that you know, ask them what it's like, and then doing what they do. And if it's something you're interested in, see if they can kind of help guide you and take you under their wing and mentor you a little bit, and, you know, work your way in that way. In fact, the last W-2 job I had, it came through one of my best friends. It was a really good job. It was a remote position. I was given a C-level position. But revenue's kind of dried up a little bit, so it's on pause for now. But, I mean, honestly, you know, there were probably 1,000 other people that were more qualified for that job than I was. And I got the job just because of networking and knowing somebody. So tap into who you know first before you start trying to, you know, get back into school and get a different degree or whatever like that. Like, talk to people you know. And I think that's where you really need to start when networking.
Yeah, and with networking, you never really know who's watching either. Because, like, I know from my experience, you know, I was teaching school, and I was an elementary school teacher, and then suddenly I was having some issues. I got lost my position, was having trouble finding a job, and a guy at church was watching me, and he was like, "Hey, you ever thought about being my customer service manager? Have you ever thought about working for me?" I was like, "No, never really." And so he was like, "You know, let me tell you more about it." So he wanted me to meet him for lunch several times, and he tried to recruit me, and then eventually hired me, and that was a position I just worked for 12 years. So it does work that way. Hey, he's gonna miss my interview, man. Could. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we are interviewing Kevin's son, Elijah. We might have to wait another segment. I had planned to do it as my very next question. That's okay. He should come back in a little bit. So we'll move on to beach questions. So we've talked a lot about careers, Kevin, but we're at the beach. What's your favorite part about spending time here, and why does it help you relax?
Personally, for me, it's just a way to really get away and kind of have time to think and even pray about things. You know, like when you hear the waves crashing in, you can see all of the beauty in the world. You can see God's creation. I mean, it lets you know that somebody's in charge and somebody cares about you too. So it gives you a time that you can, you know, get out and think really and get a game plan together. So that's what I enjoy about it. When you get cooped up in your house, that we were talking about that earlier, you get in the wrong headspace, you get discouraged. I mean, sometimes you've got to take a break and get out and, you know, just enjoy life and see some different scenery so that you can reset your mind and get back into the right headspace.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I mean, beach is definitely a great environment to try to relax and just kind of just look at nature and see all the people who are here that are here relaxing too. It just helps you kind of just gravitate to a good headspace, I think.
Yep.
All right, so we do have a very special guest on our show now, and his name is Elijah McElreath, and I would like you to come stand by me. So come over here, Elijah, and I want you to tell me, who are you first of all? Say your name.
Elijah.
Elijah who?
McElreath.
All right, and I want you to tell me, what job are you interested in doing when you grow up?
Oh yeah, being a YouTuber.
You want to be a YouTuber? Excellent career choice, by the way.